It's a big thumping win for the Mahayuti in Maharashtra. The BJP-led coalition retaining power in Maharashtra, the second biggest state in the country after Uttar Pradesh. How did BJP pull it off? How did this big three-figure mark for the BJP alone and together nearing the big numbers of complete majority for the Mahayuti in Maharashtra, one of its biggest wins in the state? How was this achieved? Let us break it down in 5 to 6 reasons. Number one reason, I would say, mahila factor. The mahila factor always, and we saw in this particular election, nearly 53 lakh more women have voted this time compared to the 2019 election in Maharashtra. A big 6% jump in the women voter percentage this time, and it seems to have flocked in a big way for the Mahayuti because of this very popular Mukhyamantri Ladli Behan Yojana, under which 5 installments of rupees 1500 each had already gone to women. Nearly 2.5 crore women in the state had got that money before the elections happened. And now, I think in the manifesto, the master stroke given by the BJP that will raise the amount rupees 1500 to rupees 2100. It seems the women have completely voted in the favor of the Mahayuti because always the party which has the first mover advantage in such schemes earns the credibility of women, and that it seems this particular mahila voter which has come out in larger numbers has transcended caste as well as I think religious barriers to vote in a big way for Mahayuti. A big thumbs up to this particular women's scheme which the BJP brought about, after 5 months ago. It started giving this money after the Lok Sabha elections. Seems to have worked wonders for the party in the state. A number 2 promise, I think, which has really worked for the BJP in these elections, the Kisan voter and the Vidarbha region. Now the Kisan of Maharashtra, especially in the Vidarbha region, the cotton farmers, the soya bean farmers, had been complaining in the Lok Sabha that the cotton was not being procured on MSP. There was a big crisis in the soya bean market also in the Vidarbha region. BJP had won just 2 out of the 10 Lok Sabha seats in Vidarbha, leading to its downfall in Maharashtra in the Lok Sabha. This time, there's a total flip in the Vidarbha region. The BJP has won very big there, the 62 seats which were up for grabs in Vidarbha. And it is the cotton and the soya bean farmers who seem to have come back in the BJP camp due to various reasons. Number one, Devendra Fadnavis promising in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in September in Wardha that the cotton crop of this season will be procured above the MSP. Also, the cushion which was given above the MSP, 20% above cushion if they are, if the procurement is below the MSP cost, the government will be at 20% and give farmer the MSP. Also, the last minute decision, I think, of soya bean farmers, where the moisture content of soya bean 12% to 15%, it was raised at 15% moisture content. Soya bean will also be procured on MSP. An extra allowance allowed for the soya bean farmers. I think all that has worked the trick. The farmer anger in Vidarbha in a way disappeared for the BJP. Also, I think the BJP's big move in the manifesto, which was not very well reported, but still it was very significant. A full loan waiver for farmers was announced by the BJP in its manifesto, and this was even better than the Congress promise, which was a farm loan waiver till about rupees 3 lakh. The BJP promised a full loan waiver along with the outreach to cotton and soya bean farmers, and this full farm loan waiver promise. Vidarbha seemed to be the new domain of the Mahayuti. The farmers seem to have returned, and that is the second big reason. After the mahila voter, the farmer, the Kisan, seems to have totally backed the Mahayuti in this particular election. Third, I think the slogan of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, "Ek hai to safe hai." This seems to have consolidated the other backward caste, the OBC vote for the Mahayuti. OBC is the biggest vote bank in Maharashtra at nearly 38% of the votes. The OBC, which had deserted the BJP in some measure in the Lok Sabha elections because the OBC was in a way upset with the BJP for promising Maratha reservation, wooing the Marathas. It was a double whammy for the BJP in the Lok Sabha election because both the Marathas and the OBCs got angry with the BJP. This time, it seems like the OBC vote has consolidated back for the BJP in these elections. The 38% vote bank reposing its faith in the Mahayuti. The counter consolidation, as I said, happened. Ek hai to safe hai. This slogan of the Prime Minister seems to have worked wonders on the ground, bringing the OBCs back in the favor of the Mahayuti, and this seems to have done something which the BJP was always hoping that this slogan would do. A big Hindu consolidation in a way has happened. It has broken the consolidation on the other side, which was seen in the Lok Sabha election with Mahavikas Aghadi, the Muslim Maratha Mahar consolidation. Mahar is the Buddhist Ambedkarite vote which had happened for the Mahayuti in the Lok Sabha election. That consolidation was broken by the BJP. A section of the Mahar voters in Vidarbha as well as in Mumbai, Thane also seem to have voted for the BJP. And of course, the Dalit voter also seems to have returned in some measure, but the big voter which has reposed its fate totally in the BJP seems to be the OBC voter. Also, I think the final and perhaps also a very critical reason for the big win of the Mahayuti is the collapse of the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction and the Congress party in these elections. Remember, there were 76 direct contests between the BJP and the Congress. BJP has won over 2/3 of these seats. It's leading or winning at least 2/3 of these 76 seats. Shows that is why the BJP strike rate is so high, above 80%. Out of the 152 seats it contested in these elections, BJP strike rate is very high at above 80%. That is one major reason is that has defeated Congress comprehensively in one-on-one direct fights. The 76, both these parties were indulging in direct fights in. Also, the collapse of the Uddhav Thackeray faction. The Hindu vote of Uddhav Thackeray's party seems to have deserted Uddhav Thackeray this time, come towards the BJP or of Shiv Sena Shinde faction, and Eknath Shinde party has also done pretty well in these elections, scoring over 40-45 seats, leading in over 45 seats, as we speak, on maybe winning that many seats by late evening. So both Eknath Shinde and BJP performance strike rate being high has really costed the Congress and Uddhav Thackeray's faction, and that is, I think, also explains the big numbers in the side of the BJP. The BJP, I think the Hindu vote which has gone away from Uddhav Thackeray is also a result of the PM slogan, Ek hai to safe hai, Yogi Adityanath saying batenge to katenge. All this has led to a consolidation of the Hindu vote also in the favor of the Mahayuti. Of course, the hidden factor in all of this, the hidden weapon, I would say, of the BJP in these elections has been the RSS. We saw the RSS workers actively working on the ground, doing 50,000 to 60,000 small meetings all over Maharashtra, getting the core BJP voter out to the polling booth. This was very important because in the Lok Sabha, we saw how the BJP voter did not come out in large numbers to vote, maybe out of complacency, maybe out of other reasons. And that is the reason, one of the reasons identified by the BJP why its performance fell in the Lok Sabha election. This time, the RSS got that core BJP voter out to the polling booth to vote, and that also shows in a 5% record rise in the voting percentage. As I said, 6% rise in the women voting percentage. That seems to have really worked the trick for the BJP, and also showing up in the high 80% strike rate of the BJP. Now, the million-dollar question in Maharashtra will be, who will be the chief minister of the Mahayuti? With BJP scoring a big 3-figure mark, almost more than double of what Eknath Shinde's party has scored. Will Devendra Fadnavis be chosen as the new chief minister by the Mahayuti? Because BJP, after this huge big win, especially the big number of the BJP, would want its own chief minister. The Carter would want Devendra Fadnavis as the chief minister. The clamor will grow. So will BJP go for Devendra Fadnavis or continue in the same path as Eknath Shinde being the chief minister? That is the million-dollar question. The RSS support surely is Devendra Fadnavis, and the BJP's top brass will have to now take this call that will Devendra Fadnavis, what does this Carter say, occupy his rightful position as the chief minister, or will the same arrangement continue? All that said, I think a huge win for Mahayuti, a big leg up for the BJP. I think the Lok Sabha 240 seat performance is now a thing of the past after the Haryana win, and now the big Maharashtra win. It seems BJP is back in top gear, and the Prime Minister's swagger and the Prime Minister's confidence ahead of the Parliament session starting on Monday will be rock high, will be sky high, and that is what we could see in the Prime Minister's words also in the Parliament and BJP's attitude in Parliament when the winter session begins on Monday.